Jolan True Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus. I am Fleet Admiral Tyrek of the Dreadnought RAS Lunis Duo as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets. And the last time, we decided to see just how much damage we could deal with King Condor against two BBXs. Things did not quite go our way, and unfortunately the Fides got outmaneuvered, outgunned, and destroyed. We were, however, of course, able to take to the escape pods and or shuttles and escape, as Romulans do. Unfortunately, we no longer have a King Condor. We do have just about enough cash in order to buy a new King Condor. Unfortunately, there is none in the shipyard right about now. So we're going to have to go on a little bit of a mission. We are back into a normal Condor, or no, not a Condor, a Rock, a Romulan optimized cruiser. And let's set out and kill some time and earn some cash so that we can get back into a gigantic King Condor when we return. We will, of course, avoid the anomaly mission because it crashes all the time and is a frustrating mission just to begin with. So, setting out, we are now in a ROC, Romulan Optimized Cruiser, and we are equipped with 4 pseudo-frigates. Unfortunately, we didn't take the time to fix which pseudo-frigates we had. At least I don't think we did. And so we're rocking the base level version. So only 2 plasma torpedoes apiece, as opposed to the massive amount of plasma torpedoes that our fast Bs, or whatever they're called, have. So 2 versus 4. We've gone from 16 additional plasma torpedoes to 8. Which still isn't all that bad. We are escorted today by RAS Atrox and the RAS Shrike. Both extensively powerful vessels. The Atrox, of course, being another dreadnought, and the Shrike being a pretty decent heavy cruiser. You're one of the Super Hawks? Or maybe you're a Regal Hawk. You do have 2 R-type plasma torpedoes, and the Regal Hawks only have 1. The Atrox, of course, being the Dideridex-looking dreadnought. Basically, if you just bring these wings a little bit further down, it's a Dideridex. So, currently squaring off against a light cruiser, a freighter, and a frigate. I believe the frigate was an X-type vessel, were you? Yep, you're an XFF, so you are very heavy on the shields, not so heavy on anything else. The freighter, of course, being an MMDR, completely outgunned for anything, and the light cruiser being a CVPX, so a police carrier. I do think we're going to go in and make sure that we set up our hardpoints properly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and set that to number 2. And we'll set the torpedoes to enveloping, may as well, because we're going to hope to try and break them easily. And we'll take all the phasers and put them on hardpoint 1. So 1 and 2. 3, of course, for the light plasma torpedoes, and 4 for the heavies. Just so we can set everything up. Will you people stop cloaking and decloaking for no apparent reason? Wow, we were much closer than I thought we were. Set the phasers to overload. Shields forward reinforcement to... not that one, thank you. Full power. Reinforce there. We do have quite a bit of speed that we're not actually getting because, well, we weren't paying attention to that sort of thing. Yeah, he's got a single missile launcher and a phaser 2 and a phaser 3. We're going to just try and blast at him with our phasers, see if we can't end him like that. And save our heavy weapons for something like, say, that. It's small, but it's powerful. Never underestimate an X-type ship. So where's that MMD? There it is. Phasers, overload. Yep, we're ready to go. So we're just going to get nice and close enough so that when we hit him like a truck. ECCM needs to be going active. We're going to go forward 2, even though we probably don't need to. And yeah, the Viking, we don't need to get involved with that one. So let's target the CVP and a whole bunch of pseudo-torpedoes. Let's see how you handle this one. And at the same time, we will, of course, deploy our pseudo-frigates in harass mode. Now that he's engaged his own Wild Weasel. One more. Thank you. As you can see, the much older version is not particularly fast or effective. Hi. There we go, and... I was hoping I could time it fast enough. Unfortunately, the Tokyo was a little bit faster. I forgot just how fast a Federation frigate could stop on a dime. And he was able to avoid taking hits. Keep firing with phasers. Wipe out the fighters. There we go. And focus on that. The USS Hampton. Plasma torpedoes. Send it a long shot. And wow, that was completely annihilated one of my pseudo-frigates. They're not quite as tough as they normally would be because, you know, they're the base model, but still. Wasn't expecting basically one... They've gone through 3 of them. Okay. So they're basically worthless. Although, that's kind of to be expected. We are, of course, in the X era, and those are very much not X era vessels. Phasers right into his front, see if we can't shock some systems offline. And, yeah, more shots in through the side. His Gatling phaser is not quite enough in order to punch through our own defenses, so we can soar on out of here without too much care in the world. And we'll continue to put pressure, and there goes the last pseudo frigate. Wow! They just melted. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. So we're going to focus on the CVPV, because I think we've dented the, yeah, we've dented him a little bit. He is still going at quite the high speed, but a Hawk should be able to take care of him. Phasers should be up and ready to rock by the time we close in close combat, and that's the hole we wanted. Get some nice shots on through there, and we're going to reserve our phaser power and not blink away. And fast draw phaser 3 right there, picking off the missile pretty much as soon as he got out of the bay. Tokyo still taking decent hits, and if he doesn't have a pseudo torpedo, or a Wow Weasel, he's going to be in a bad place right now. He's starting to slow down, but yeah, he's done here. These plasma torpedoes will end him, and there it goes. X-type ships are powerful, but not invulnerable. Let's see what you've got to handle this. Do you have any pseudo... I keep trying to call them pseudo torpedoes, but no, they're wild weasels. And there goes him. So that fight went off at the cost of, well, 4 pseudo frigates. Yeah, that was expensive. So let's see what we've got to get out of that one. Just a couple hundred prestige is all we need. 140 is not quite enough, but we're going to pop back again, check for the King Condor. Because it's big, it's powerful, and it's very effective and high. There it is. Okay, we can't quite afford it, unfortunately, right now. So find me something cheap. Hi. Bought you. Supply. Sell the rock. Shipyard. Find me that King Condor before the list updates and it disappears, and we're stuck in a little tiny ship. Buy that. There we go. And supply. Trade in that. And let's set ourselves up in ships that are actually useful. There we go, 2 STHBs, the heavy pseudo-frigates that we are armed with. Get ourselves back up in number of shuttles. More Marines, because they're useful. And also, that is, I've been thinking about the battle that happened last time, that is what we did wrong. We can take those 2 battleships, I'm sure of it. And the way we would do it would be, we would instantly attack the one, knock out the shields, and then beam over Marines and try and capture it. The fact that we didn't try and capture it with Marines is what set us back. And when we tried to just duel it out straightforward, things didn't quite go our way. So we are fully topped off, ready to rock, so time to push back out into planetary sieging. Because that's what we're designed to do. So the RAS Fendere. And a planetary assault, of course we shall accept. That's our job, and also we need to sort of regain our honor just a little bit here. Romulans aren't super heavy in honor, but, you know, we do have to save face. We are escorted today by a B-10X, the Doomslayer, and currently squaring off against a BBVX as well. Are you a phaser planet? I didn't quite check. Yeah, so a fully armored planet and a battleship carrier. So as long as we're here, let's quickly set up all of our heavy weapons. So select all the plasma torpedoes, because we have quite a few of them, and set them on hardpoint. On number 2, set them to enveloping mode. You're on enveloping, right? Okay. And then all the phasers is all we want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that all of them? 6 and 16? I do believe so. And the F's on hotkey 3. And the heavy plasma torpedoes. Oh, no, not you. You're not heavy. You're not heavy by anyone's imagination. On 4. There we go. We'll also go shield reinforcement. Forward, reinforce to the maximum power. We now are back into a decent ECM, ECCM situation. Doesn't take all that much power to charge these things comparatively to the rest of the stuff on the ship. And pseudo-frigates we will of course deploy after we've dealt with his fighters. So, let's see how much power we've currently got. 33 points of energy. Let's bring that down a little bit so that we've got more speed going on here. Although if the Doomslayer wants to go ahead, we have no problem with you going first. And speaking of which, we will start to push out in this direction. 1, we don't want this confrontation to happen too close to the planet, because the planet can offer some fire support. And 2, because it'll make him decide what he wants to do and expose his stern to whoever he doesn't pay attention to. Although I do think he's coming towards us. Just a hunch. Although if he turns drastically soon, then things will be great. Unfortunately, I don't think he is. So we will, of course, have to deal with him. Our plasma torpedoes are just about ready to rock at full power in one more tick. And there they go. Plasma torpedoes are ready to kill, and the Dreadnought has turned back into the Doomslayer, so that should give us a pretty decent position to engage from. I'm expecting him to launch his fighters at any moment. A range of about 35 to 39 should be. Oh, no, right there they are. At a range of around 40. So he's deployed his fighters at extreme long range, and we're more than capable of getting through their electronic warfare just from being so small with our enhanced sensors right now. And let's lock into him. So we're going to commit an R, an S, 2 S's and an R to this. And we're going to swirl on in right here, get to a range of about 20, and launch our pseudo-torpedoes. And try and pay attention this time to see if he turns into us. Because if he does, we can launch sooner than that. And which way are you going to go? Away from us. So pseudo-torpedoes are away. That'll add to the missile launch that he sent. So let's see what he does with that. And the fighters are not having a good day. Klingon anti-missile defense systems are extensive and powerful. So how are you going to respond to this? I'm anticipating... Let's just make sure. All the pseudo-torpedoes have been launched. The fighters are still dogfighting way out on the corners. And we shall continue to duck around just a little bit. Not too much more until we've managed to actually take him out. Time to commit back into him. Wait for the attack shift to go away because that'll tell us that he's out of power. I do want to select only the heavy plasma torpedoes, I think, unless we can make it to a range of 10. Nope, the attack shift went away. Heavies only. So heavy plasma torpedoes are away. Light plasma torpedoes to follow up shortly. Now. And begin our turn. Ooh, we managed to block some of that with our ECM, that's for sure. And a good set of plasma torpedoes getting in. Let's turn all the way off of this one. One of our R's didn't fire? What the heck? Why not? It's a lot of firepower we currently have wrapped up in one of our plasma torpedo systems. Long-range light phaser fire, and I do believe the situation is relatively safe now. So let's send our pseudo-frigates into harass mode. Get them involved in this battle, although I don't think that MacArthur's going to be around for much longer. Plasma torpedoes. Oh, because we don't have... Oh, we do. So why didn't you shoot? Because you're not selected on the 4 hotkey, which is where we've got all our other plasma torpedoes. So send an R right into his face. Whole bunch of phaser fire to shock off some of the systems. There he goes. He couldn't take that much power. So now let's turn back into the planet. All plasma torpedoes back to enveloping mode. And call the pseudo-frigates home because they'll just die if they try and work outside the ship for this. Return to my vessel. As we soar through the wreckage of yet another Federation battleship. So far, we've managed to kill quite a few Federation battleships in exchange for one King Condor. And frankly, that King Condor was only lost because we got too aggressive. Pseudo-frigates are back home, plasma torpedoes are charging, and we are soaring in at a relatively decent speed. We would like to go faster, but, you know, incoming planetary fire. Send a probe, find out exactly what we're dealing with. We know what we're dealing with. It's going to be 8 photon torpedoes, 8 phaser 4s, and then the 16 phaser 3s. Yep, as usual. So we will continue this operation as usual and just get up there, punch him in the face with a whole bunch of plasma. Long-range photon torpedoes going in towards the Doomslayer. I don't think I've ever quite seen him shoot like that. It was very cool just seeing coming from all locations. And we'll line up and get ready to smash him. Although it is a bit of a trip to get there because we are slow and we're worried about how much damage he can deal to us. And holding this much firepower in plasma torpedoes is a little ridiculous. In fact, I really should shut this one off because we're not going to use it. Offline, we have more energy. 2 points of energy, getting that back. Because we're not going to need the stern weapons. I mean, we're not aiming backwards. Only forwards, because that's the only safe thing we can do. Select the heavy plasma torpedoes, that's all we're going to be using. Slow down, because we don't want to get too close, but we do want to get kind of close. We do have a defense shift against him right now. Now it's gone away. All plasma torpedoes, and slow down. Slow way down. There we go. We've managed to wipe out his shielding right there. Did 96 damage. Not a ton, but enough. And now we're just going to sit here and do the same thing again and again. Fortunately, his photon torpedoes are capable of hitting us on shields other than the main shield, which is a problem. So I think we will set to this just in case. Prepare the heavy plasma torpedo once again. We're a little bit away from being able to fire them. A little bit. One more tick, and we'll... There we go. More heavy plasma torpedoes. Seems like the sound glitched a bit. There we go. Causing a nice big chunk of damage. Increases speed very slightly so we can start getting in there. Because if he's gone down to this level, I'm assuming most of those phaser 4s are gone. Yeah, and those missiles got through without any sort of problem whatsoever. Increase the speed even more. All plasma torpedoes will engage as soon as we hit a range of 10. We're just going to ripple fire them in until there's no planet left, which I don't think there's a planet left anymore. Capture. And send the Marines. And all stop. We didn't need to send that many Marines, but it definitively tells you who gets to hold this planet. Planet captured, back down to a normal time so we don't start the next mission at blistering speed. And see how much prestige. Should be 495, I think? Or 470. One of those two. And it is 495, just under 500 prestige, which means ambush missions, you earn more prestige than on planetary assaults. Just a fun fact. I'm not sure why, because aside from starting position, there's nothing that makes an ambush mission all that difficult. Alrighty, ready to rock. It is a shipyard assault, and it looks like it's protected only by a light cruiser. And we are escorted by the Lunus duo, who is no longer a Romulan optimized cruiser, but a little tiny frigate, with a pair of F-type plasma torpedoes and a whole bunch of phaser X's. So we're looking at a CLC. Unless a couple of dreadnoughts show up, he's in a very bad place to be. Just in case, though, plasma torpedoes to enveloping mode. Just in case, you never know. It could be that we run into the Wrath of Khan. So we'll go 4 and 2, and shield reinforcement on front and center full power, just to bounce off any incoming fire, and increase the speed of time. Steadily get closer and closer bit by bit. There we go, we have energy now that the phaser capacitor is fully charged. And I'm not seeing the enemy, so I think you're in trouble, little one. Let's see how much we can really do with this. Fire through the torpedoes from this range. I just want to see how he reacts to it. Because it would be really, really fun if he responds to it. He does. Okay. He responded to it. So, I'm going to anticipate we can do this in one shot. I'm going to bet that. All plasma torpedoes selected. Wait for him to start accelerating, which should happen at any moment. There he goes. Acceleration has begun. We're currently... I thought we were knocking down his attack shift. How much energy are you putting... Oh, no. Wait for the shuttle to go away. All plasma torpedoes. Hi. Don't think you get out of this one alive. Could be wrong. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, on to the star docks. Let's see what we're dealing with here. FRDs. Look to the side. Yeah, they're Federation shipyards, so they'll have BREC missile launchers. So just expanded magazine missiles. Increase the speed of time, because we need to get up close and personal with these star docks. Here's the other one. There it is. Now just showing up. And we'll steadily make our way in. I wish the Lunus duo would sort of take point here. You are better designed for this sort of thing. But I suppose I can't complain too much. And power consumption. We need more speed. Lighter point defense systems handle this all on their own. Because I hope we don't have to invest into actual tractor beams and using phasers for defensive purposes. Although it may end up happening. Whole bunch of defensive fire. Unfortunately, that's the end of our point defense system. They now need to recharge and reload. So hi, they're starting to shoot long-range phaser firepower. And you know what? We may as well. All phasers on point defense. We're going to invest the phaser X's into it. They'll fire at half power, but that's fine. Steadily work our way in close. And increase the speed of time, because the phasers should have no trouble with this. Hopefully. One would choose to believe. The defensive plasma torpedoes are once again back online, plinking away at all the incoming fire. This station has not fired at me in quite some time, and I'm kind of confused as to why. So let's send a pseudo torpedo. Ooh, you're not ready to go. Neither are you. Okay, we can park. I don't mind. Slow down. Just start slowing down. And wait for the plasma torpedoes to come back online. It takes them quite a while, which I suppose is completely fair. If you could fire a pseudo plasma torpedo at the same rate you could fire an actual plasma torpedo, that would be really, really hard to fight. Come on. As soon as you please. There we go. And there goes the shuttle. Let's see if we can't kill it with a shuttle, with a phaser. Yes, we killed it. Okay. And we now just need to wait for the attack shift to go away. All plasma torpedoes are, of course, selected. Attack shift, disappear. It's gone. And good night, station. First one down. Next target. Increase the speed of time because it's going to take us a while to go over here. This is why this mission is not fun. It's not hard. It's just tedious. Especially if you play Romulans, because, you know, we fire once every 3 turns, which takes time, and then we've got to fire, wait for this wild weasel to get shot down, and then shoot again. It's kind of the same for the Marak, because they have a similar homing weapon problem. So the Marak, the Romulans, the Gorn, and the ISC all don't have a lot of fun on this mission, just because once you get to the siege part, it takes forever. And we will fire another pseudo-plasma torpedo, bait out the wild weasel. We know it's what he will do, because he must. Because if he's ever wrong, well, that would be the end of him. Target that. Phaser. Shot down. Plasma torpedoes all selected, ready to go. Attack ship should disappear shortly. 3, 2, 1. And here we go with all of this. And broke that down. Last one to go for. Increase the speed of the ship. Increase the speed of time. We got that backwards, but the end result is still the same. It doesn't look like he's got too much in terms of weaponry anymore. He doesn't seem to have any more missile launchers. So we probably could just run right up to him and blast him. I think that's what we'll probably end up doing. How long until the plasma torpedoes are ready? A little while. So we should be able to fire all the other plasma torpedoes in pseudo mode. So all plasma torpedoes. Fire pseudo torpedoes. Start to slow down. In fact, we're going to crash stop if we end up getting too close. Yeah, I count that as too close. Target the shuttle, please. Thank you. Phasers. Okay, we got it. And now just wait for this to go away. 3, 2, 1. Come on. There we go. And that'll be all the plasma. And no more Stardocks. Excellent work, everybody. We've managed to wipe out the enemy in its entirety. Which was, of course, the job. Tedium, but it gets things done. And I think this is worth quite a bit in terms of, like, capturing planets. 450 prestige. The tile is still not neutral. It's currently got an Empire defense of 25, so it'll be a little while before that happens. We're slowly rebuilding our funds again so that we can get another large battleship, or at least start doing risky stuff with our large battleship, knowing we can replace it immediately. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.